I know how to be rich. I just realized that right now in my walk. I mean, I've known, of course, but there's this glimpse of realization that just occurred, and that is, how many people do you know that would take their time to go outside and to let the sun touch them the right time, right after lunch, after breakfast, go for a walk, learn, read, podcast, no social media, and the whole day is spent without even realizing time has gone by, right? So to be rich, there's a requirement. You need to know how, and you do that by energetically, right? Because if I wasn't ready for this frequency, for this lifestyle without a job meaning the traditional way of understanding to make money, right? Clock in and clock out. I've been separated from that matrix pattern for quite some time now, right? And so how have I utilized my time? That's where the value is, right? As Jim Rohn taught me, my favorite human, right? It's not about knowing that you're smart. It's about knowing how you are smart. Because that's the only way you'll be open for more information, for more education. That's how you're going to be humble and genuinely happy and excited for life. But when you think that you're smart, it's like you become a hardhead, right? You limit yourself because that's it. Like, I got a degree, like I have the right one, right? Like things like that. But a spirituality, a knowledge that is gained, powerful knowledge that is gained from spirituality, to me that is life psychology. Spirituality is the first lesson that everybody should have learned. That is a manual for what I am. Without knowing what I am, I can't make who I am. I can't create who I am. We have to first have a commonality, basic understanding of what we are. When we understand that we are all the same when it comes to what we are, right? We start to understand one another. That will be helpful and beneficial to when we think of our why, right? Compassion becomes easy to give for one another because you understand what you are, right? It's when I know what I am, meaning I understand how I work, how I operate as a human being, as a female body, as a female biology, based on age, gender, culture. When you have all that understanding, how a person becomes who they are, because now you understand yourself and you're continuously understanding yourself individually, right? Life becomes easier and easier for you. You get to think outside the box so that you become the solution maker, right? That's why you become the inventor. That's how you separate yourself. You differentiate yourself from the group. And compassion becomes easier, understanding others easier, and banishing blame becomes easier because when I know what I am, I won't be quick to judge the person that's acting out of rage or anger, hatred, jealousy, envy, self-hate, lack of self-confidence, etc. Right? All these are mind problems. To me, mind disease is what I call them, right? Like, we have to be clean of all of this to be service for one another, because that is the highest form of achievement and riches to me, to be a service, because then your employer is God. And God is rich. God creates everything. I want to work for that kind of source where number does not matter in the money aspect, right? Because I care about what I want, getting what I want. And to me, getting what I want is no longer a cliche, right? When you understand all the basics that as I explained it, right? What you want is no longer a cliche. It's no longer a shallow want, right? Because when you understand how important you are, when you understand what you are, when you understand you create yourself, you create your reality, right? It's like, material world becomes less than me. Not that I don't need it. Trust me, I'm a fashion designer. I'm all about when you wear beautiful clothes, you feel good. style, knowing who you are, owning who you are. And I believe that the way you dress says a lot. It's a language for me. To me, the way you dress is a language. Just like attitude is how you present yourself, right? It's a language. It's a form of emotion that you share with one another, right? So it's like, if I wasn't ready for this frequency, I would not been given this lifestyle, right? I'm a creator. When you have to be, the requirement is you have to be a creator to be rich, or to have access to riches, because this downtime that the majority of our life is spent becomes more flexible, becomes beneficial for ourselves and for others, because like you know how to use time now, right? You're not stressed, you're enjoying time, right? And the people, right, my roommates or the people that I live with feel tired and show up at home after 8-hour shift. I'm all energized, and I got up at the same time with them, and I quite frankly got a lot done, and the work that actually matters, right? Not just anything. I'm doing a work that changed the world, right? Any creation, any creativity that comes from the source is important. It's not just books, not just songs, it's not just a film, it's not just it's not just the entertainment world and my generation cares about mostly, but it's about the bakery, the ice cream owner, right, the corner store owner, the yogurt store, like all these little antique boutiques. There are people that likes to sell unique stuff. Even the customer service that enjoys being around people. Like if she's 65 and she have a comfortable life, you see her working at some unique boutique, why not? She's an old lady, she's giving you the best customer service, right? For some that would be like beneath you. Customer service job cannot, no, like for them, because for her it's a way of living. She's satisfied selling you that t-shirts in that store, because for her it's all about communicating with people, because her peers are dying or they're in the nursing home. You see how it works? It's like, and then when you're young also, right, it's a great way to learn about people. See how retail is necessary? Or mold jobs that we look down, and then when you get, right, like you get the experience, it get bigger and bigger, because you started learning yourself. But the existence of all these small jobs that we look down on are needed for individual evolvement, for communication, for connection. The antisocial kid now, like working with a 45-year-old and a 50-year-old, a 30-year-old, like at the diversity of the culture, background, and age is gonna help this 19-year-old that just got out of high school, right, to become more of himself, to know himself. So everything that is designed in life is to help us, and it is the most beautiful thing that can ever happen. So it's like all these dreamers, right, creator of jobs, we need to be grateful for them, not complain for like going to work. They are making a way for, because it's like boredom is the most dangerous state to be for a man. When you are bored, that the boredom, the frequency of boredom can only be handled at a very, very limited dosage. If not, it becomes dangerous. And to live a life like this, to live a life with the outside of the matrix, you definitely have to have something that you're creating. You're creating, meaning if you're creating, that means you are in connection with God, with your creator, the Krishna, Allah, whatever the source, whatever it is that you call it. It's one power, if you ask me, right? Every religion, they try to separate, it's like technical, but at the end of the day, it's one power. Because looking at the existence of the creation of nature and looking at my existence proves to me that there has to be one creator to have this symphony, to have this peace, to have this one purpose. The beauty of nature reflects that truth to me. To each his own. Again, this is welcome to my perspective, right? Welcome to the conversation that matters. We need this type of conversation throughout the day. we do. Like, our brain needs knowledge stimuli. That's the only way you could live a genuine, happy life. Because most are having a hard time waking up in the morning. Right? To me, it's a serious problem. It's a personal problem that teenagers are committing suicide. Right? I learned that it used to be the elderly. Now it's the highest rate being teenagers. And to me, that's because we are being hit by so much but unnecessary information all at once. I remember watching, this was such a perfect timing, early on February of 2024, right? Visiting home for a long time, 3 weeks. It's been a while. Whenever I go, it's like I never stayed more than 4 days, but this was like family emergency. I decided to go to help out, and 3 weeks in, it was just like, whoa, everything that I have learned the last 4 or 5 years, it's like went out the window, because that's where the strongest energy is, right? With your loved ones, for like that abrupt energy separation that happened, and you worked on yourself. But like, what made you to be who you are? What made you question your existence, and if you are gonna continue to live the life that you are living? All that, the first relationship is, who you are, who you grew up with, right? Your loved ones, right? Immediate siblings usually. And then you thought you outgrew so many things, and then it's like, here comes Christmas dinner. It's like, oh shit, it's the first night, already fighting, right? And life is beautiful like that. To me, that's what makes me human, and I love it. I love being human, but I also need to understand that I am not a human being. I'm being it. So then what am I really? Right? Like, we have to be able to look at life from, I don't know, a deeper perspective. You can't just like live life like it's a fucking just throw muscle memory. We can't. Right? Do that when you are working. Even that, it's not, because you never know who you're gonna meet when you are at your job. So to me, it's actually ridding of muscle memory from our way of living is beneficial. Like, doing everything, being fully alive and fully focused will, for one, makes time go by fast. No, whatever it is that you're doing. And two, it's your like focus stimulates the brain, and it feels good. It's like an exercise for the brain. And the brain muscle needs to be strengthened, just like any part of our body that we work out at the gym. And so most teenagers are growing up on this TV and social media, especially my generation, right? The youngest. They're so confused. They don't know. It's like personality disorder. I understand, because there's so many information going on. Oh yeah. I forgot to mention the interview by Michelle on Jay Shetty, right? On February. Like, it was like right after I realized that I had to go upstairs, be by myself in my old bedroom with my laptop, I'm like, all right, I'm going to go back to what I'm used to doing. And then it was Michelle Obama. I love her. I was like, oh yeah, something to look forward to. I watched her her interview, right? And it was such a profound timing. So the message became as powerful as that. All right, she said, for one, the average person, the average American, nowadays, right, receives information in 20 minutes versus 20 years ago that would be received in a year. So a year of information basically is being received in 20 minutes in our generation. You get to have access to all the wars in the world. You get to have access to all the bad news in the world. You get to have at the same time, all the celebrities, the success stories. It's like you're just like watching. There's zero connection with who you are. So you continue to live others' life, because what you repeat, you become. Where your attention goes, energy goes. And it must manifest itself into the physical realm. So then, yeah. What was the tactic with Nazi? I learned it, right? It was about a repetition. We're great. Germany people are this, that, da, da, da. We're the greatest humans. We're the most unique creations. Blah blah blah. They were bombarded by these, right? Like what is it? Analog. What is it? What's the word I'm looking for? That sooner or later they bought it, right? He didn't do it all by himself. He was able to brainwash many people to help him do what he did, right? So it's just like that, repetition. The marketing firm knows that. I wrote about him. I talk about this on my first book, how Freud's nephew moved to America and did a total different thing for humanity, or with human mind, with the lesson that he got from his uncle about psychology, or the human psychology. He came and changed the marketing world in America. They tell you that Americans used to only go shopping when something is old or broken, right? Like it was not a culture to buy the things that you already have. It was not common to own two glasses. What is it? 2 sets of glasses or cups or whatever. Because life was like, all right, what you need, you go and get, and the rest is just, right? So he came and he changed. What was it? The slogan, yeah, I think that's the word I was looking for, used to be, let us change man's spiritual desire through materialistic desires, right? So it's like they understand that when man is not connected to his spiritual being or his spiritual needs, desires, he becomes susceptible for anything, right? Like easy to be brainwashed, right? So like the cigarette commercial that he did, how women started smoking more after that. They took it as like a freedom, or like being same, equal with the boys, right? Like things like that. I talk about on my first book. I enjoy doing, like these researches and learning about them, right? So it's like, it's all about the strength. I can do all things through Christ that strengthens in me, right? It's like, it's all about how strong is your relationship with God, with your creator, with nature. We don't have to make this about religion. This is about what it means to be human. That's the manual. Goes back to childhood. If not, we're just doomed. Like, it's easy, right? Like right now, whoever you are listening, are you happy with your life? Happy meaning genuinely happy. Do you wake up like genuinely good? Or are you hating waking up because of the things that you must do? The job, the coworkers you're going to deal with, the drive, the food that you eat, the car that you drive, the house the roads that you travel with, right? How satisfying is all of it? That's the whole point. What's the point of living if we're not genuinely happy, genuinely good? Just good. Like, I just want to be good. That's what the body wants. It doesn't want to be excited. It doesn't want to, because as high as you go, that's how low you're going to get too. That's why balance is the key. And if we don't learn, if we're not taught these lessons before the age of 4 and 5, right? Because that's when we are like the most susceptible. That's when we are like positive and we learn everything. And then this is like teaching them with result. They will never get lost, because it's not something, of course, like teenagers, like they get to that age and you don't want to talk to nobody. You feel like you're the shit, or you're tired of life. It's because parents has been trying to teach children with words. It's like you don't practice it, but you're very good at preaching it. Children don't learn like that. Children are like they're just soaking like a sponge. They're just watching you. You are their movie. And they're watching your emotions, how you feel, what is your relationship with life. That's what the fuck they're picking up on, not what the fuck comes out of your fucking mouth. Like, the sooner we understand that, the better it is. Like, we have to heal the nation, and that is through the children, because they're the what is it? The receivers of the world. Yeah, that's what I wanted to say. This is my favorite song, by the way. I hope the recording can get it. recess time, they're just happy for no reason, screaming, just playing. There is an elementary school. I don't know if it's elementary or I think it's less than elementary, because nowadays elementaries are like fucking adults. They're already tired of life. I mean, yeah, it must be elementary, not middle school. But yeah, this is the time, right? And if you're an adult, well, now you know it's up to you to make the decision and to go back and reset these emotions. We have to learn how to balance our emotions, right? I just finished Tony Robinson Day One live Unleash the Power within yourself program, right? It's like the main take home was like, there is the warrior of me, there is the lover of me, there is the sovereign version of me, and there is the magician version of me. And if none of them should be a boss, if one of them are given the power to be a boss, confusion is gonna start. So the key is to balance them in every decision throughout the day. We have to be able to hear what each one of them are saying. When that is balanced is when we start to see more results in our reality and starts to genuinely enjoy life. Right? Like your dog. He doesn't want a treat to hug you and to love you. Right? It's not about the external. It's about the internal. So when the internal world is well aligned, is when the reality going to match, and you just generally start appreciating life, right? You start to have reverence, as the Seed of the Soul talks about. Gary Zukov book is the best book, right? Sovereignty helps you to respect life in all its form. Reverence, right? And when you stop judging, everything becomes your teacher. Every situation, every person, every experience throughout your day, you decide to make it good. Doesn't matter if you hate the job, but you decide, because you never know who you're going to meet at that job. But it's about respect, having respect, so much respect. And for myself, that's when I decide, right? The first lesson I applied after the secret, after the lesson, after law of attraction, how much respect do I have for myself? So I started respecting every experience, and I started taking it as an experiment, meaning whoever I'm around with, wherever I'm at, whether that was at work or outside of work, events and situations, for as long as I am standing in that ground, I have so much respect for myself that I would respect the presence of that situation. I am not gonna live anything through muscle memory, because I respect myself. Like this, oh man, being around people that you think that they ain't shit, you hate them, but you like to be around people that are less than you, because, I had friends like that. I know people in my life that I realized that later on. I realized a lot of things later, especially 30s hit you different, early 30s and late 20s. Right? You start to understand. It's like, whoa, it wasn't roses and glitters all this time. I thought they loved me, or I thought I was understood. Right? If you're like me, you don't catch on people's plans early on because you're so busy. I don't care enough to be a hater or to be concerned about what's going on in your life. And I found out that that's also not beneficial for me, because I am allowing myself to be around these energies, these entities, and they were dumping out their energies until I found this new bracelet. What was it? I forgot the name of the crystal, but it helps prevent leakage of energy, and it keeps protects your personal power and energy. I can see the result, by the way, already. I think it's only been 3 days. But yeah, what was I saying? Yeah, like you have to respect. When you have that much respect for yourself, then the job you hate becomes tolerable, the family you hate becomes tolerable, the boss you hate becomes tolerable, the car you hate becomes tolerable, the life you hate becomes tolerable. Because not from like a complacent stage, but from an understanding that there's no point of hating it, because that would only bring the same result, right? Insanity is doing the same thing and expecting different results. So we have to change the way we look at it, the way we look at our situation. And the key is to go back to childhood and be like a child. Unless you are like children, you cannot enter the kingdom of God. We have to be like childlike when we are taking all these lessons about the human mind, all the information that out there. If you're not happy in your life, you got nothing to lose, you got nothing to complain about. So shut the fuck up and try it for the first time. What the fuck you got to lose anyway? Alright, like things are not working out. That's why you're here. The question again is, are you genuinely happy? Are you enjoying your life? Are you living a genuine, enjoyable life? No need to lie to yourself. If the answer is no, then hey, this is the tool, this is the key. Learn balancing your emotions. What are you listening to? What is the story that you're repeating to yourself emotionally? Information without emotion equals zero. Right? That's what Tony Robinson said in the beginning. That's what I caught on. That's the first thing I wrote on my journal. I wrote like 9 pages. After that, it's crazy. And it was only a 1-hour class. But when you're ready, when you're hungry, he also said it's about hunger. When you're hungry, you won't give up. And to me, I want to add one more. To be hungry, it has to matter to you. And for it to matter to you, you have to have a why. To have a why, you have to start and ask yourself, what is the problem that you have with the world? Right? It's impossible for you to not have a problem. There has to be something that you want to change, because that is where your power is to create. Want more of the things in life that you want to see, because that's where your contribution is needed. It's not about comparing yourself. Like, I had to learn that the hard way. It's not about how many fashion designers are out there. Right? I had to murder that voice. So do you know how many fashion designers are out there? You never saw anything. How you gonna do it? It doesn't matter how many fashion designers are out there. My unique perspective is what is needed. That is the driving force for my why. When we have the understanding, the basic understanding of how life works from that level, is when we start seeing results, because we start to apply the right tool at the right time. Right? Like, you start being tired of getting tired, because you start to understand no one is coming to save you. And you cannot lie to yourself and achieve a new behavior, the result. You can't, right? What is it in psych class we learned, right? To change a negative behavior to a desirable outcome. The desirable outcome or the desirable behavior needs to be stronger than the not desirable behavior, because the new information needs to come with so much emotion. It needs to be stronger emotion-wise. That's the only way it can fade away the old habit. If not, you're going to continue to reiterate the old pattern through words, and those words carry emotions, and spelling is a spell, I have that post by Erykah Badu, like on my early spiritual days, awakening days, like right after watching The Secret, I believe, in 2013, around that time. I was like, oh my God, that's when I started like, okay, I gotta watch my words. That's when I was learning there is no reason. There's no point of blaming. That was the blaming stage, right? Like, there's no point. That was the hardest lesson to learn. But it's life philosophies like this that makes one powerful. The right tool, right? The right application, the right result will make a knowledge into a knowing stage. Knowing something is what's going to change a man. It's not a belief, it's not a learning stage, it's not understanding stage, right? It's the highest level is knowing, right? It's like I always say, I know I have an eye, I don't believe I have eyes, right? I know I have a lung, I don't believe I have a lung. So our beliefs needs to be on a knowing level or stage, on a knowing stage. Then they will be easy to apply, right? You no longer need to decide, Advil or nap or meditation, right? Which one? When it comes to your headache, right? You have to be that quick, right? Like right now, it's like I don't even think of anything external. Whenever I have a headache, I run to my rosemary essential oil or my peppermint essential oil, massage my earlobes, massage my neck, right? Press down my temples after applying a drop of the oil on both my index fingers, right? Like it has to come that automatic, your new beliefs or the solutions that you come up with. When they get to a knowing stage, it's like, there you go, right? Now you have accomplished something. That is like you have become this new version of you. You're no longer that person that you used to be. And these learning stages, they're not the same. They're different for everyone. One can take a year, one can take a month, one can take an hour, one can take an instant, like Satori, as Wayne Dyer talks about, right? Instant awakening. It's all about whenever your aha moment meets you. And to each his own. Some might need a little bit more slapping from the left to the right before they fucking, stay still in the center. And there's nothing that you can do to change that for another person. He has to be ready. And don't blame yourself, don't blame the person for not understanding what you understand. You just keep it going, right? The second lesson I got from Michelle Obama's interview was that she was asked how she was able to maintain relationship with her friends, like, because she's been, like the highest of her mountain. And she said, at the base, we're all the same, right? Like, we're all starting out together, yeah. But, like, there comes a time where you might, surpass your fellow friends or people in your life. And, this is nothing about being better than one another, but it's just if you happen to be highest, if you happen to climb, higher than the other person, and if that person is not in a position that is reachable for you to, pick them up, pull them up, you have to leave them where they're at, because it's not going to work out for neither one of you. They're either going to, pull you down, or you're just going to be like playing this pull and push game. So you have to let people be where they're at when you are working on yourself, right? And then she gave an example about kids from Africa that come to the U.S. through scholarship, and they get like these allowances for their books and stuff, and they send it to Africa. She's like, I don't see that's how that benefits anyone, because you have to focus and buy the books that you need and the supplies, and let your family stay there, because there is a reason why you're here, right? You cannot feel bad. That's judging life. This is like, to me, the connection of the reverence way of living, right? As Gary Zukav talks about on The Seed of the Soul. Just understanding everything is, everything has a soul contract. And who are you to judge? Right? When you look at the homeless man, when you look at whatever it is that you see, you shall not judge, because everything has a soul contract. Your main focus should be your life, because the number one responsibility is to give good energy to the world, to the planet Earth. And to be on that frequency, we have to be honest with ourselves, and we have to be able to genuinely appreciate and enjoy the life that we are living. And when obstacles occur, when you are in that stage or state, it becomes easier to solve, because you are aware that you are living the life that you want, right? The energy reader always says, my tarot reader gangs on YouTube, shout out to them. And she says, at least you're not bored, right? You're not bored when you are on this co-creating journey with the universe. And that is true. That is true, right? It doesn't mean life is like a walk in the park, no. But at least the problems are in relationship to the life that you want to live, right? Imagine dealing with bullshit when you are living a bullshit. Like, you're living your bullshit, the bullshit version of your life. On top of that, there's going to be bullshit because life is not going to stop trying to get your attention, right? But bullshit must come. Problems must arise. That's the only way we can learn and grow and be strong. But only problems that comes from living your own life are going to be a teachable moment, because you're more focused. I'm not saying you don't learn in chaos, but it's stressful, right? And I choose to learn through living a life that I genuinely enjoy, and I know how that is created. So it's my job to decide and create that. That's our responsibility. No one is gonna come and change for that. That for ourselves. And yeah, taking care of the body. We are what we eat. We are what we think. How many people really live by that, right? We're like zombies. Just look at people around you next time you go to a grocery store. We're just like walking in a car. You don't even remember you turning down the keys, the ignition. It's just like it's all like throw muscle memory. You back up, you drive, you arrive to work. You don't even remember seeing anything, the tree or the building, because you're just driving through the muscle memory. How is that gonna serve anyone? See? That's the point. The point for it all. That's the only way.